Hey guys, it's Alex and Jay. We're doing an awesome video of the Tesla Model 3. I've rented this car for 48 hours on Turo, and so this is going to be a 48-hour review of the Tesla Model 3. So the first thing I noticed when I started driving this car is the way that the braking is. So the braking has regen, and so it brakes a lot harder than you think it would. I've driven a Leaf before, but it's just crazy when you go from an ICE engine to an electric car, how much of a difference the braking is. The car is very smooth, and I don't know the exact VIN number. I'll put it on screen in a minute. But this car is actually really smooth and rides really well. I don't know why everyone's complaining about the ride quality. It feels completely fine to me. Honestly, it feels a little bit sportier than you think a sports sedan would be. It feels very BMW, but honestly, it's pretty comfortable, and the car is quiet considering I am coming from a Miata soft top with a good bit of road noise. Now, I think the thing that makes this car so cool and why you should buy it is autopilot. I'm not going to turn it on this B road right here, but it's a very interesting experience. So to get into autopilot, you double tap the stalk down, and then the car starts driving. And it works decently well on B roads, but you gotta watch it a lot. Like a few times at night, last night when I was playing around with it, the car would kind of dart some places if you weren't paying attention. So the key is when you are driving, you always have to have your hands kind of ready to take over. But on main roads, like 2-lane divided highways or 4-lane divided highways, it works really well. Like, it's a painless process to drive. You literally just sit back and you drive. One of the things you will notice in this car, and I definitely did once I got in, is the fit and finish is overall, for the most part, really good. Like, the materials all feel high quality, and it feels nice. Like, it feels like a nice premium car. The one thing I will say, though, is the A-pillar over here has, like, not quite aligned just right. It feels like it's a little off. When you have the A-pillar, you know, it kind of detracts from the experience. Like, if someone's paying $50,000 for this car, this is not the $35,000 model. This is the premium upgrades package. This is a fully loaded Tesla without the wheels. Like, the one thing you definitely do notice is the fact that the car has a few minor little workmanship things that need to be ironed out for this to truly be a $50,000 car. So honestly, another thing that's really impressive with this car is the acceleration. Like, it's not mind-blowing by any stretch of the imagination at 5.1 seconds, but the torque, you just feel it from about 20 miles an hour. Like, you can put your foot down and the car just goes. It's got gobs of torque. And it's a very strange feeling coming from a Miata because they really don't have that much torque. And so this car really just pulls off. It doesn't really pull off the line, but from 20 to 50, it just puts you back in the back of your seat. From about probably 5 to 10 miles an hour, it's not quite as fast as I thought it would be off the line. So you do have to watch out for that. Like, that's something like I was kind of disappointed in. And this car is still fast, don't get me wrong. But when people talk about Teslas, I just think of them being very torque monsters that can just put you in the back of your seat. So it's always interesting to see that. So I've changed clothes. This is the last day I've had the car. I extended my rental a day because I love the car so much and wanted to keep filming footage and keep the review going. Plus the weather was a little nasty, but it's just hard to let this car go. So we're going to finish some points and round off this review. The next thing I want to talk about is the handling on this car. I've already talked about how the car accelerates, but the handling on this car is really, really good. For a car that weighs this much, the center of gravity is so low in the car that it handles a lot better than you would think. This makes the Infiniti Q50 kind of feel a little, how do I say it, very large and overweight. Last but not least, I wanted to talk about the seating. So for the most part, the seating is very comfortable for me. I'm 6'3", and I have plenty of room in the driver's seat. I can make it work for me, and it feels very comfortable. The back seats aren't necessarily the most comfortable thing for me if I'm sitting in my driver's position. I can get back there, but it wouldn't be the most comfortable thing. But the thing I do like is at least the car has headroom. So when I sit in the car, I have headroom, but my legs are kind of scrunched up. And so that's what makes it not very comfortable in that aspect. The last thing I wanted to cover under comfort is the glass roof. I thought it was going to be kind of warm, and so did quite a few of the people that sat in the car, but it's actually a very pleasant place to be with this glass roof, and it really adds to the car, and it is a very big wow factor. Next thing I wanted to talk about on this car is the practicality. It's got a front and a rear trunk, and I think both of these are very, very nice. They have plenty of room. The front is a little small, but that's completely to be expected. One thing I didn't necessarily like about the car / dock area thing down there was it was never really easy to slide my iPhone in. Even when I had the case off, maybe I'm doing something wrong, it always seemed a little fiddly to get the iPhone down to the dock area where, you know, you could put your phone. So overall, for comfort, I give this car 4 out of 5 stars. It's an amazing car, and except for the back seat, it's perfectly comfortable, and I would love to use this as a daily commuter. So another topic I want to cover is using the touchscreen. The touchscreen is actually quite easy to use. It makes, you know, doing tasks quite easy. With the exception of the wiper blades, that's the only thing that really has detracted from the experience for me. I mean, the controls are easy to access. After probably about 15-20 minutes in the car playing around with it, I completely understood where everything was, and maybe it's a generational thing of complaints about the touchscreen, but I find it's very easy to use. You know, adjusting the steering wheel with the scroll wheels and, you know, making everything work off of that. It just makes sense, and it's really cool how minimal the interior is. And everyone was like, where are the vents? And you showed them on the touchscreen, this is how you use it. They're like, oh, that's really cool. And I had a lot of compliments about how the system works, and I think this touchscreen is just so cool. So overall, it's so hard to say, you know, that this has a bad, that it's so hard to say that this touchscreen is a bad experience. It's, I would say, the way of the future, especially since this car is going to be self-driving in the near future. Thanks guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If not, you know, there's that other button. And I just wanted to say thanks for Kyle. If you guys want to rent this car, it's on Turo. I'll give a link to the car below. And I'll also give a link to my referral. If you guys use that code, you guys get $25 on your rental, or off your rental, I should say. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.